Hey everybody, long time no talk or see or whatever else you would say for a podcast. Quick intro for those of you who may not know me, and also please excuse the first few minutes of this video because it's kind of going to be a mini life catch up. But my name is Jennifer. I am the owner, creator, etc. of Barley, Hops, and Yarn. I'm based out of Mount Airy, Maryland, and I dye yarn and I knit and I do yarny things. It's been, God, I feel like 2-ish years since I last podcasted. Maybe a little less, maybe a little longer, really not sure. But my life has changed a lot. I still live in the same house. I am podcasting in a different location. I'm now podcasting in my bedroom instead of in my craft room because my craft room is now a nursery. So over the past however long it's been since I last podcasted, I got a divorce. I started seeing somebody new. I created a human. She's now a little over a year old. I probably won't really feature her much on here just because we're mostly keeping her off of the internet. Like if you go to my Instagram account, I don't know if I've put her at all on Barley, Hops, and Yarns, but if you go to my Instagram account, any pictures I put up of her, like we've covered her face and everything. That's an entirely different conversation, but I just feel like she's little, the internet is forever, and not only are there weird people on the internet, but I don't want to post something that could potentially be embarrassing to her in the long run. Like, there's going to be enough embarrassing things that I do for her as her mom and enough reasons for her to be like, I hate my mom when she's a teenager, as all teenage girls do. So I don't want to encourage that by posting things that she may not approve of. So I don't know, you might see her, you probably won't, but there's that. I have a human. You will of course see things that I've knit for her because knitting for a tiny human is so much faster than knitting for a me-sized human. Let's see, what else has happened? I still work in the same job. I still do authorizations insurance-wise for health insurance stuff and medical procedures and all of that. Still really like what I do. Still have my normal chronic migraines, endometriosis. I don't even know if I've talked about any of this, but you're just getting a whole info dump on my life right now. But yeah, I mean, all in all, things in my life are good. It's just been filled with other things, so I haven't taken the time to podcast or really do much in the way of content creation. That counts for my Instagram. I really haven't posted much on there at all. So one of my goals this year, I keep looking off, and it's just because I haven't done this in a while, so I feel kind of awkward, so sorry about the not making eye contact. It'll get better as time goes on. But anyway, with content creation, I figure that's one of my goals for this year is to try to start doing better at creating content more regularly. So I'm not setting a super high bar for myself, I'm just setting a bar. As for podcasting, I really don't have as much time to knit because I'm taking care of a 1-year-old and she can walk and she's all over the place. And just, you know, everyday life, it doesn't mean I have as much time to knit, and I'm a slow knitter to begin with. So I'm kind of thinking podcast wise that I'm going to do once every 2 months. I'm not sure if it's going to look like a vlog style or where I just kind of take some footage throughout that time frame and then piece it all together. Or I just kind of sit and tell you guys in one chunk about what's been going on. I can tell you this video is not going up edited at all. So what you see is what you get. Yeah, I'm just kind of gonna throw it up, and I might listen to a minute or two just to make sure the sound quality is there. But I'm not cutting anything, I'm not splicing anything, it just is going to be what it is. So have fun with that one. Yeah, so just to tell you guys a little bit yarn wise, I guess I'll go into the actual podcast part of it. Barley, Hops, and Yarn has done a couple of festivals since I last saw y'all, which has been a lot of fun. The next one I have coming up is the only ones I have planned this year for the time being. I might try to sneak another one in there. But for the time being, the only ones I really have planned are the Frederick Fiber Fest, which is April 28th, ? It's the weekend before Maryland Sheep and Wool. And then I think last weekend in October. It's a 1-day festival for both of those weekends on Saturday. But Frederick Fiber festival at the Frederick Fairgrounds in Maryland. It's a smaller show. I think they usually have 3 or 4 buildings, but it's a lot of fun just because it's a lot of like the locals coming around. It's not anywhere near as big as Maryland Sheep and Wool, so it's a lot more low key. Yeah, so I'll be at both of those. I don't have really anything planned in the way of new colorways coming up as of right now. That's not true. I have one Christmas colorway planned. I know it's January. I was gonna make it last year, didn't make it last year, so I'm gonna make it this year. It's probably gonna come out way before Christmas just because, whatever, but it is going to be a Christmas colorway. Yeah, and I mean, other than that, I'm just knitting. I don't have any sort of make 9 plans or anything like that because I don't trust that. That's not a good way to put it. I don't think I can actually make 9 things this year if I'm being fully realistic, and I don't want to kind of set myself up for disappointment. So I have a make what I make. I would like to try to pare down my stash a little bit, so I'm hoping to mostly do stash shopping for my projects, and I have a few things planned that I wanted to make that I already have the yarn for anyway, but the biggest thing is going to be finishing whips that I already have going on. There's 3 main ones. There's one I'm gonna frog. I'm not even gonna bother showing it for this podcast. And then I have 3 that I'm in the middle of right now, which are a shirt, a shawl, and a blanket, which I won't show you. I'll show you the other 2. But I guess first we'll go into normal podcast mode of showing you some finished objects. So first, I don't know if this was ever showcased on the podcast at all. I think it was, but I don't really remember. It's been a while, guys. Rocket Tee by Tanis Fiber Arts. I believe that's who the pattern is by. And my yarn is, see, look, I'm not even prepared to have this. My yarn, I know off the top of my head, is wool and vinyl. The blue is Hotel California in her classic rock sock. The purple is metal mohair and Soul Surfer, I think the color is called. I don't remember what size I made. I think I made like a 54-inch bust or something like that. Hold on, let's see if I can look it up while I talk. I know my bust, I measured it the other day, is 53. And I feel like this size fits really well. It's got like a tiny bit of positive ease, but not much at all. Which I kind of like. I like it more as a fitted tee with just an everyday. I'm kind of wearing it. I'm not actually wearing it every day, but you guys know what I mean. Sign into Ravelry. Load that. It's thinking. The one thing that I wish I had done a little bit differently with this shirt is I do wish I made it a little bit longer. Right now, I'll stand up and it'll be awkward, but right now it's hitting me like right at my waistline, which isn't necessarily a problem. Like I don't usually mind when shirts are a little bit more cropped like that, but it does make me kind of like rethink a little bit when I'm wearing stuff like this to work. Let's see. What size did I make? Okay, I don't fully remember. I either made the 52 or the 56. I feel like I made the 52 and was like, it'll be okay if I have a little bit of negative ease. Which, I mean, that's true. It's fine. It's okay. Anyway, not that that's like the most important thing right now. And again, I didn't come prepared with that. But all in all, I'm really happy with it. I won't make it again just because I don't really have much of an interest in repeating patterns. Unless I'm like specifically making something matching or, you know, it's a gift for somebody else. But if it's for me, I'm not really going to make things again. But yeah, so this one, finished object, it's a win. Took me fucking forever to do, but that's okay. Next ones I have to show are both for my little. I made her a flax. Again, don't remember the size I made. It was either 0 to 6 or 6 to 12. I think I did 6 to 12 just because I wanted her to be able to wear it. Like originally I had plans that I was going to take photos of her in it for every single month, but then we really only made it to month 7 because then I had ankle surgery and then it just became a whole thing. And also she was moving around a lot and I didn't feel like fighting with her. But yeah, so I just used an acrylic, Karen 1 pound. I don't even remember what color it was, but I have plenty more because I was going to make myself a matching one. Still will. She'll just not fit this anymore, so it really won't be matching, but that's okay. Now, to backtrack on what I just said about not repeating patterns, I feel like for a basic, like just a basic raglan sweater, the flax pattern is great. It's Tin Can Knits. They have 3 kinds, I think. They have the DK weight flax, the worsted weight flax, and then a flax light, which is fingering weight. But it's super easy pattern to follow. I feel like it's just very straightforward. Like, here's your standard raglan sweater. You don't have to do the garter stitch detail if you don't want to. It's written as is, but it'd be really easy to just not do that part of it. So to take back what I literally just said, if I wanted to make just like a standard raglan, no frills about it, I'd probably just use this pattern just as a blueprint for anything future. And it's very soft, even though it's acrylic. It's really soft, and I'm sure it's very warm. I should have put this on her today. Oh no, I shouldn't. She's not home and I'm podcasting. Anyway, yeah, it's really soft. It's really fluffy, and I'm happy with it. I'll definitely wear one myself, even with it being acrylic. I don't care. I'm not a yarn snob, even with dyeing yarn and preferring indie dyed yarns and all of that. Acrylic has its time and place, especially for babies. You can just throw it in the wash. Anyway, next one is, ooh, I'm too close to the camera so you can't fully see it. Oops. It is the Monday Suit by Petite Knits. Now, I will preface and say I try to avoid Petite Knits patterns, plural, because they are not size inclusive at all. And as I just said earlier, 53-inch bust, I need size inclusive. But this was very cute for Tiny Human. I saw somebody else in the podcast community make it for their Tiny Human, Kristen from We Share Needles, and decided I needed to make one for my Tiny Human. Same deal. I had planned on doing like her photos in this, so I know this one I made a 1-year size. The yarn is Polymorph Dye Works. The colorway is Afternoon Tea. It's in her hey, my nails match. Cool. It's in her sock weight. I don't remember what the base is called. And then I don't know where, come on, are you gonna focus? Block my face? No? Maybe? Okay, don't know if that's focusing or not, but hopefully it did. I don't know where the buttons I got were from. I just got them from a button booth at a festival. This pattern, like, was mostly easy to follow, but there were just a couple of spots that I was like, hold up, this is taking more brain power than a pregnant / postpartum person has to offer. And I wish that, so one, if you're making this for your own Tiny Human, don't do regular buttons, because especially once they can move around, it is a pain to try to get this on with regular buttons. I wish I did what Kristen did, because she thought ahead on that and she did snaps. I didn't. I don't know why I didn't, but I didn't, and I regret that decision, but that's okay. One thing, I don't know if the pattern called for it or not, but I did do a twisted rib instead of a regular rib, just because I did that for the flax too. I just find for myself that twisted ribbing is a lot cleaner looking than regular ribbing, and I don't hate it like a lot of other people do. It really doesn't bother me at all. I think it's the fact that it looks so much cleaner makes it easier on my brain, because I'm like, ooh, it looks so pretty, and then my regular ribbing, I'm just like, looks like crap. I mean, it doesn't, but whatever. The only other thing that I wish was different about this pattern is I wish that the button band went down to a leg instead of stopping at the crotch, just because it's kind of, and maybe it's because it's both, that I have like the actual buttons and that it stops there, but I feel like just for putting it on a baby, especially when the baby doesn't have core support and you still need to kind of hold them up, it's just a little bit of an extra pain to get them in it. Oh, that's where I changed skins. I originally bought 3 skeins for this, which in hindsight, I now realize is way too much. So I do have like a whole ass skein and a half left over from this. So my plan is to make my girl a sweater of some sort that she can wear when she gets a little bit older. And then if I still have yarn left over from that, maybe make her a Musselburgh, however you'd like to pronounce that pattern. Yeah, so those are just some of the finished objects I have. I actually don't really have that much in the way of finished objects, or at least I feel like I don't. Some of the things I have, I've gifted, so I don't have to show you. And like I said, this is going up with no editing, so I can't even insert photos. But yeah, those are just some of the things that I have finished since y'all last saw me. Excuse me. Like I said, for whips, I have 3 whips currently. One is a baby blanket that is strictly car knitting, so it is in my boyfriend's car. Not going to bring it in because then it'll take me forever to put it back out into the car. But that's just my in-car knitting. I'm using some random acrylic that self-stripes in chunks, not like little self-stripes, but stripes, so that I can just knit and not really think about how to do a pattern or anything. That doesn't have an intended recipient. It's just kind of gonna be, I have it, and then next time someone tells me they're pregnant and I have a finished baby blanket and I think they're knit worthy, here you go. The next one I have is a shawl. It is the Travel Mode 2.0, and I am going a little chaos with it because I am using an Advent. Oh my god, it's so pretty. So Fiber Nymph Dye Works is often at local to me shows, and they, for 2023, had a Lord of the Rings Advent. Trying to remember exactly what they called it, but it had something to do with like colors of Middle Earth or something. I don't remember what it was. So each, do I have an extra one in here? No. So I got the 24-day 20-gram skein. I did not get day 25. I thought that I had ordered day 25, but apparently I didn't because pregnancy brain when I ordered it, I guess. That's my excuse for a lot of things right now. But I just absolutely love all of the colors and how they're playing together. I am literally just... So when I first got the Advent and like was opening it over December of 2023, I did open every single day and look at it, but I didn't actually start this until, I don't know, sometime in 2024, and I of course forgot all of the colors by then. So they are all still in their bags, and I'm just pulling them out as I get along to where it is. And so it's like a surprise again because, hi, I'm podcasting. Hi. What? Yeah. I mean, I'm not like live, but I am podcasting. Anyway, boyfriend just came inside. Anyway, I love it. I always have to count. If I'm looking at this side, what I have left to do is one of these triangle pieces and then this part here. So I'm most of the way done, but I'm psyching myself out because the border is gonna take for fucking ever. And so I kind of set this down and haven't picked it up in a while just because I'm close enough that I'm starting to think about the border and it's stressing me out. So it'll be finished when it's finished, but I absolutely love this one here. And then my next whip is, oh, we have to leave in a few minutes. I'll go fast. My next whip is a So Summer shirt by Jessie Maid. I think it's So Summer. I think that's what it's called. But I am using hedgehog fibers in deep end, that fingering weight. I am making 58-inch bust. I promise next time I podcast, I'll look at all of these things first. I'm a little concerned that it might be too big. I'm not that far into it, but I'm far enough in that I am not going to rip it out and start over. It's mostly just going to be an at-home shirt anyway that I kind of wear at home when I'm lounging about, and so it doesn't really matter if it ends up being too big anyway. So yeah, that's my little update of life and where I've been and the whips I have going on. Like I said, I'm not exactly sure what the next podcast episode will look like, but I'm currently planning it will come out sometime in March. If it comes out sooner, great. If not, that's okay too. Yeah, so thanks for watching my life update, and I'm now gonna go eat some Syrian food and go to a rage room, which sounds like a lot of fun, and I'm excited. So anyway, thanks for watching, thanks for checking in, thanks for sticking around even for my long break, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye!